Okay,
Well,
let's see.
when it comes to covering voice lines, it has always been a bit of a hit or miss because either people are really interested in a specific champion because they are saying some interesting things, or it's just a flop and no one cares. This is mostly related to how people just tackle League's lore these days, because either it is really interesting or people just don't care. But let me tell you one thing.
So far, I care about everything. I think it's all interesting.
When LeBlanc's voice lines came out, I got so many messages of people specifically asking me to cover those voice lines. And usually this doesn't happen, because usually covering voice lines is more like filler content. But apparently the team cooked. And I've seen some screenshots, I haven't seen all the voice lines, but yeah. We should be in for a really good ride. Also, one thing to quickly point out, apparently in the last video where
Also, we reacted to all the cinematics, so I think I'm gonna know this one. I don't
played
know.
the Demon's Hand, at the end of the comic, apparently my game bugged out and the comic just showed the continue button a little bit too early, so I missed the last scene, and it turns out that Atakan revealed that there is currently a Darkin in Ionia. Another one. And on the social media, Riot kind of teased that there is like a glaive
Well, I can't wait for the video.
happening somewhere, so it seems like there
If they ever made another game that's not League of Legends, I would play it. I would try it.
is a new Darkin glaive in Ionia. That's the connections that people made.
God damn it. If this keeps going, I don't know, I might even try League of Legends again. I don't know.
And so, yeah.
Maybe I will try streaming.
Are we getting another Darkin as a champion? If so, how is it possible it's not Zolani?
What? Where's the audio?
Katarina, still looking for father figures to disappoint?
Wow.
Starting good, so of course she's talking
Wow, that's a roast and a half.
about her own father, Marcus Dukudo, but also
Also, I guess I can bet I reacted to her lore and some stuff about the Black Rose. I guess I don't know that much about her. I might be getting spoiled for Welcome to Nexus. I don't know.
after Marcus was revealed to be just a pawn of the Black Rose, she clung onto Swain, and so Swain became another father figure, I guess. Other than that, I don't think she's referring to anything else.
Mel, your mother promised you the world, but I will give you eternity.
So, okay, so there will be probably some minor spoilers for the Mbessa book, but yeah, from the book we learned that Mel's powers, let's just say they were shoved into her body, using possibly runic magic, possibly it can be linked to other regions, maybe it's Targonian, who knows. However, of course, the Black Rose is involved in how those powers are created. Of course, this relates also to why LeBlanc now has golden magic, as well as Black Rosy demonic magic. The lore behind this is crazy, so yes, there will be probably a lot of voice lines that will be a bit spoilery for the book, but I'm pretty sure if you want to read the book, you have already read it. If not, I think it's probably fine with spoilers.
I'm guessing you're gonna make a video on it. If you don't, I might read it. There are some comic books that I for sure want to read. But so far my main way to do so is just watching this.
I'll tear your family's name from the histories, Madada.
Another thing, apparently the Medarda family has a long history with Noxus. It all started with one trade merchant, essentially, who met a Noxian. There was a bit of a betrayal. Medarda survived, the other guy didn't, and so, yeah, Medarda has been around for a while. I don't think it is necessarily Mordekaiser times. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember the details right now, but yeah, the Medarda family has been around for a really long time.
Ambessa Madada, you owe a debt that cannot be paid with gold.
And yes, Mbessa might be involved in essentially stealing some kind of a magic from the Black Rose against, again, spoilery stuff, but yeah. I will have to make a video basically explaining the entire Black Rose stuff that happened in Arcane, because now we know what actually happened there, and now we know why LeBlanc was after Mbessa.
Did we? When? In the new book? Oh.
So much.
I'm
it's
interested
kind
in
of funny that none of that was actually in Arcane. It probably should have been there, but yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah, Arcane Season 2 was rush. It sucks. Animation was still a masterpiece, but it was rush. It had to be at least three seasons. But anyways, we're getting much show, so
Whole
that's
another
that.
video, I guess.
Sons, daughters, legacies. I'll take whatever you have, Ambessa.
Also, now she's talking about the payment back for Mbessa essentially stealing from LeBlanc. It also makes sense why LeBlanc has so many voice lines with Mbessa, because these two have some bad history, essentially.
I have been warned against your kind, fallen one.
See, oh, this is... So now, with the new amazing game that Riot released, which will be abandoned after this event is gone, in the new game, at the end, we learned that LeBlanc has the entire storyline with Atakan, because she wanted to learn from him where another Darkin is. Now, from Atakan, she learned that there is another Darkin in Ionia, and so it makes
Okay.
sense that she studied the Darkin history, which is exactly what this voice line is about. She knows who the Darkin are, she knows the power that she's dealing with, and she also knows this because of Vladimir, because Vladimir directly got his power from the Darkin, so she did her homework.
You were the ones who brought the world to its knees. That seems unlikely.
Is everything she says a fucking roast? She's out here roasting everyone.
That's an interesting line, because she says unlikely, but then again, she knows what the Darkin are capable of, I assume. I assume she learned about the war for Icathia and stuff like that, so, at least she would know about the Ascended, so you know what? I would say it is likely.
I have bound and banished more of your kind than I care to remember.
And yes, just like Mordekaiser,
Okay.
who kind of dealt with demons and stuff like that, LeBlanc too learned how to banish demons. Of course, in League's lore, it is interesting that you can always banish a demon if you know their real name. This is something that's
That's like real life. Well, like real life lore, at least.
other fantasy worlds as well, but especially in League, if you know someone's real name, you can cast incantations that essentially banish them. So, yeah.
I think that comes from like old German folk tales or something. But it's also in Japanese tales. The power of names is very important.
LeBlanc is using that a lot.
Who is caught in whose web, I wonder?
It's interesting that she has almost like a taunty version of a quote for Elise, but then again, this is first encounter, so this is when Elise is her enemy, so I guess it makes sense, but of course, she and Elise are allies.
This betrayal is disappointing, sister, but not unexpected.
And yes, this is absolutely a what-if scenario. Again, Elise and LeBlanc, big allies.
Tell me, Jarvan, what do you remember of your mother?
Okay, hold on, this is interesting. So, I might be wrong here, but I do remember that Jarvan never met his mother because his mother died at his birth. I am pretty sure that's what it is, because
Okay, so is she roasting again? Is
it's
that
not
what it
Garrett.
is?
It has to be Jarvan. It has to be Jarvan, because no other Demacian has a story close to this. So, but here she is suggesting that the Black Rose are behind the death of his mother. Which is interesting, because then again, we know that we learned from the last cinematic that Sion was there to kill Jarvan the First, so the Black Rose was behind that. They set up the death of the first Jarvan, which means everything kind of dribbled all the way to Jarvan the Fourth, and now we know that, or it's teased that perhaps LeBlanc also killed her mother, or his mother. I don't think it's suggesting that, like, LeBlanc would be Jarvan's mother, right? That
Nah.
would be a bit of a
Yeah,
stretch.
that's crazy.
I am not going into that rabbit hole.
Ah, the young prince. You have your father's eyes.
Yep, and he has his father's eyes, and he has his father's father's eyes, and he has his father's 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 eyes.
I ended you
Okay.
once, you bastard. I will do it again.
It's interesting how LeBlanc has, like, normal voice lines against anyone else, but the moment it's Mordekaiser, oh, she's angry. And of course, yes, LeBlanc is the one who essentially
All the fun. Who is it? Mordekaiser? League of Legends. Ah, okay,
With Mordekaiser.
This guy whose lore I always hear, but name I always forget.
For the first time he started conquering the world. Or actually, the second time.
You have something that belongs to me, Rune Mage.
Ah, interesting. So this is a screenshot that I saw on the internet, and I will say, I did not come up with this. I honestly totally forgot about this, but there were mentions of Tyrus and Rise dealing with LeBlanc back in the Ruination book. Because, in case you don't know, Rise actually appeared in the Ruination book. He was there with Tyrus, traveling around the world, because it's the Blessed Isles, and so both of them were involved there. I totally forgot that there was a mysterious woman that Rise and Tyrus were dealing with there. So, the runic magic, which is basically taking runes and carving them onto your own body specifically, that seems to also originate in a way from the Black Rose and like the experiments that LeBlanc is doing with magic. So it is possible that Rise is what he is right now because of magic that originates from LeBlanc. That's the connection that this voice line is hinting at.
Usurper! You have ruined 10 centuries of work!
I mean,
who?
It's kind of interesting how LeBlanc was always like, hey, you and me, we're kind of equal. And so it's interesting to see an opponent of like equal quality. It seems like she's way too mad at Swain here. I always thought there was like a mutual respect of, opponents. But then again, LeBlanc is technically trying to save the world.
Such ambition, Jericho. Such arrogance. I
already know. When we get Noxus, everyone's gonna fall in love with her. And then when we get the reveal that she's actually trying to save the world, people are gonna get even more in love.
There we go. That's what I just mentioned. So here, this quote is probably more about like, hey, Swain, you could be part of us. We could work together. Which, to be fair, I mean, Swain has the Demon of Secrets, so he kind of like sees far more than LeBlanc would be, that she would want to reveal, which is maybe why she's not even tempting to recruit Swain, because the moment she reveals herself, she would have to kill him, because otherwise, if Swain doesn't agree, he essentially knows everything, and she's screwed, so maybe that's why she's like, not a great idea.
Okay.
The Ducato name is worthless, boy. Aim higher.
How did she pronounce it? I thought it was Ducuto because it's like from French.
She's just roasting everyone all the time.
Right? So I guess I'm wrong. Anyway, of course, Ducuto, the family, actually, they didn't recruit Talon. What's the right word? They took him as one of their own. Adopted him. They adopted Talon, essentially. So he's technically can be considered Katarina's brother. Just not directly. But yes, of course, Talon is part of Ducuto.
A tasteless homage to an unworthy role model, Vagar.
Oh, that's interesting, because we know that Vagar became evil after he got tortured.
Is it Vagar or Vigar?
By Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser essentially kidnapped Vagar and he tortured him because he wanted to learn about like Yordle magic and spirit magic, and he just wanted to learn about the Death Realm in the end.
I think next one I'm gonna do more on the Yordles. I really like them, the cinematics, and I don't know anything about them. I don't know their origins, I don't know what the heck they do.
But Vagar became evil because Mordekaiser tortured him. So here, Vygar's role model is Mordekaiser.
Hemomancer, please.
He is a Hemomancer. I guess that's it.
Must we do this again, Vladimir?
Oh, Spar! I mean, I think the retconned version of the story is that the two kind of just met and started weaving dark magic. Originally, I think in the first version of the story, the two sparred when they first met before they formed the Black Rose. So, I guess that's what this is referring to.
Okay.
Still looking for a throne, Ambessa? I fear that ship has long since sailed.
That's right, because Ambessa is kind of dead. Maybe that's what this is.
Yep.
You must be another of Vladimir's revolting experiments.
Okay, I have to admit, it's crazy that LeBlanc has these many voice lines, because I will agree, these voice lines are really good, but...
Is that not normal? Since I don't play, I don't actually know how many they get.
Yeah, she's actually, even Briar, which is a flesh golem or blood golem, crafted by the Hemomancers
Okay.
under Vladimir's control. So it's crazy that she actually has voice lines with everyone that's important. Or I mean, Briar is not that important, but you know what I mean.
Cassiopeia, you have sacrificed much for our cause. How much more are you willing to risk?
She did risk technically, but she wasn't really aware of the risks, but yeah, so essentially, Cassiopeia was a member of the Black Rose who was tasked with delving into the tombs of Shurima. She hired Sivir, they delved into a tomb kinda successfully until they were unsuccessful, and Cassiopeia got cursed inside the tomb. And Sivir also died, and then just totally got lucky and was resurrected, so yeah. Cassiopeia, not the most successful member of the Black Rose.
Well, just got spoiled for whatever that video is gonna be.
But it's working so far.
Elise, what news from the Shadow Isles? What does the Vilemore see?
This is cool that she's even referring to Vilemore, because of course Elise got her powers from Vilemore on the Shadow Isles. I just like how deep these references go.
Your power grows, Mel. Let me help you unlock your true potential.
Again, technically Mel's power comes from the Black Rose, and it was kinda stolen.
You are only here because I permit it, Revenant. Remember that.
Oh, I like that this is an ally Mordekaiser quote, which is, it's a what-if scenario. But again, it's Mordekaiser, and so she's mad.
Rise. You know what happens to those who walk away from the Black Rose.
Okay, so this is another reference to the original little part with Rise and LeBlanc that happened in the Ruination book. This is amazing.
It pains me to see you like this, Scion. You deserved better.
Again, in the cinematic that we got before, the Scion that was killing Jarvan the First there was actually the living Scion. The one in the armor, that's actually Scion that is still alive, not just a bloody flesh golem again. So she actually remembers who Scion was when he was living.
I wonder how her memory works. Given that she's like thousands of years old. I wonder if she has to use like magic or something. I think I remember a character they said had to be erasing his memory every once in a while. I wonder how she works.
People of Noxus see only their Grand General, but I know who is really in control.
Ha! She's talking about the demon, because LeBlanc is all about controlling demon and banishing them, and she knows about the demon of secrets. This is really cool.
I grow weary of you, Vladimir. You should remedy that.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So,
That's some shade. Yeah.
is she gonna ditch him eventually? Is she only using Vladimir for the Darkin? That would be cool if she ditched him in the end.
My regards to the wolf. Pitiful creature. Almost too easy. Perhaps you're not the weapon I seek after all.
Yep, and so this is another teaser, I guess, for the Darkin Glaive that's being teased now. That should be somewhere in Ionia. I still believe that's what's gonna happen, because everything is pointing at that in that direction.
And where is your god now?
Vilemore, which is the one that you set up Elise for? Come on now. I know it's a what-if scenario when she kills her.
There is nothing more
No idea.
catastrophic to a kingdom than an empty throne.
So she is constantly trying to remove Jarvan's. Oh, so did she try to kill Jarvan's mother with Jarvan the Fourth still inside her, but she failed and he was still born? That's kinda cool. And also horrifying.
So predictable. Just like your mother.
Ha! I'll be honest, I kind of forgot the lore of Katarina's mother. I am really getting old. Wait, I remember. It's Marcus was all about the assassins and just training people in combat, and her mother was a politician, but both were still dealing. They were dealing with the royal houses of Noxus. It may have not been specifically the Black Rose, but yeah, I remember her mother was all about politics, which is why her mother actually took on Cassiopeia. And their father, Marcus, took on Katarina. I remember now. Okay, it took me a while.
Yeah, all I got from that is that she keeps roasting people.
Clearly, you did not learn from your mother's failings.
There it is. She keeps roasting.
Yep, this is Kill Mel, which means Mel died.
She loves to throw shade. Holy shit.
What if Mel died? Just like Mbessa.
How many times must I destroy you, Revenant?
Again, she's really mad because it's Mordekaiser. This is so good. The attention to detail is amazing.
Tyrus was right about you.
Ooh, so another one from the Ruination book about Tyrus specifically, because she was dealing more with Tyrus, because at the time, in case you forgot, Tyrus was Ryze's master, because in the Ruination book, we were dealing with young Ryze, which is technically the skin that's in the game, but yes, Tyrus was the one who was in control of whatever they were doing, so LeBlanc was dealing mostly with him.
You
Okay.
showed such promise, Jericho Swain.
There is another roast.
Waste.
Again, so she is teasing at the potential of recruiting Swain, but now that he got the demon, that's not possible.
Wow.
Okay.
Your sisters will be upset by that, no doubt.
Yep, okay, so they do consider him part of their family, like, officially, because they are talking about sisters, even though Talon is not their brother by bloodline.
Sleep now, little one. I will not give up on you.
Oh, okay, hold on, no, I saw a screenshot of this. Apparently there was a mistake in the video where it showed like a destroy turret or something like that. So this is supposed to be Vygar. I saw the screenshot of this. When Vygar dies, this is the quote. So it's amazing that LeBlanc actually knows about Vygar. She knows that he was tortured by Mordekaiser, and she feels pity for him. This is so good.
Immortal, and already outliving your usefulness.
I mean, yes, so
That. Wow. Another roast. This one, like.
according to Vladimir's lore, the longer he lives, the less he remembers, because, yes, he
Is that the character I was thinking about?
is immortal, but his brain isn't getting any bigger, so he's constantly forgetting what happened
Okay.
before. This is actually part
Okay, and how come she doesn't have to do that, or does she have to do that?
of Vladimir's canonical lore.
If not me, then who?
If I must become the whole world's villain, then so be it.
Lelouch. If she's gonna be a Lelouch, you already know. You already know. Favorite character.
See, this is why she and Lysandra would be really good friends, because they are both doing the exact same thing, except Lysandra is dealing with the Watchers, which is the end of the entire universe, and LeBlanc is dealing with Mordekaiser, which might be just the death of the entire mortal realm.
You may be thinking that my face looks familiar. Perhaps you are right. Or perhaps not.
Okay.
I have a plan. I won't hesitate to leave you behind should you fail to
This is first move, so this is for any character.
play your part.
Yeah, so overall, she should the plan should still be taking down Mordekaiser specifically, unless even Mordekaiser is some kind of a pawn in a greater game and she's actually dealing with the Watchers or something.
It matters not whether you are my ally or my enemy.
She is using everyone, that's fair. She is using her allies and even her enemies for her own goals.
Your desultory opinions matter very little to me.
I love how, like, every single voice line she has is interesting. Maybe this is why I got so many messages to cover her voice lines. Like, everything she says is cool.
They call me cruel, indeed. From a mouse's perspective, even a lazy cat may be evil incarnate.
What did I just say? Like,
She's such a Lelouch character. I love it.
everything she says is cool.
Nothing burns as hot as the need for vengeance, especially when it has been stoked for centuries.
Okay. Okay.
She's not
Who is she talking about?
all about vengeance, is it? There's no way that LeBlanc is all about just vengeance because of
Yeah.
Mordekaiser.
Doubt it.
She's doing it for the greater good, surely.
Hey. Hey. She wants the throne. She's also keeping people safe. What do you want?
What manner of flower may thrive without sunlight or sustenance? I know the answer. And soon, so shall all of Noxus.
Can a rose actually live without sunlight or sustenance? I'm pretty sure she's talking about a cactus. I think cacti can live without anything for a really long time. Hey, Noxus, remember when Mordekaiser got a spiky mace?
My former master believed in destiny, domination, and deceit. Failing to realize the
Okay.
last would be his downfall.
My former master.
Who is that?
So was LeBlanc actually In the original times, was she actually serving Mordekaiser? Is it really what all the comics were teasing from the very beginning? Because she was always there in the crowd, kind of like looking on as Mordekaiser was doing whatever, so...
Oh. Oh, that's an interesting plot twist.
Is it finally confirmed?
I am not looking for counsel. If I wanted a second opinion,
Show. Well, we're gonna see her in Welcome to Nexus.
I would simply
We might get her backstory.
ask
They might be setting that up with this voice line, actually.
myself.
That's hilarious because again, she also has a clone so she can just ask herself. But also, she is the one who has always been counseling other people from the shadows. So this is really cool.
I remember when Noxii was a curse against those who dwelt beyond the sun's light. Typical Targonian hubris.
So yet again, this is another teaser that Noxus has close ties, or historically they had close ties to Targon, and Targonians essentially hated the Noxii tribes because they were likely just barbaric. And so yes, if you're asking where the gold magic comes from, hey, here's another teaser.
I took a
okay.
rabble of barbarians and whispered to them dreams of empire. And look at them now. Insatiable. Unstoppable.
That's true. Technically, LeBlanc is behind the foundation of Noxus because she's the one who kind of took down Mordekaiser, and so, she's behind all of this.
Though the pieces move across the board, only a fool
She's going to live to see the fall of Rome.
would expect the same tired strategies to yield different results.
That is the definition of madness, is what Far Cry taught us.
I could obliterate you where you stand. Convince me why I should not.
I also like this big power
I like her,
fantasy
yeah.
that LeBlanc actually has. Because in Arcane, she was shown as this extremely powerful mage, and so she's definitely continuing it here.
How does eternity in a sunless pit sound?
Oh, is this a reference to the pit in Arcane? Again, Ambessa book might explain what the heck that was.
Revenge is a dish. The truth is a pit. Words are weapons. Do you follow?
Revenge is a dish, which you eat. The truth is a pit, where you fight. Words are weapons, because people talk. Are politics bad? I don't follow.
In my experience, such artifacts do not belong in mortal hands.
That's why she is collecting a lot of powerful artifacts, just like Mordekaiser, to be fair. But she will definitely not want to be connected with him.
I am a sisterhood of one.
Okay.
Oh, is this a reference to Sisterhood of War, which was technically put together by LeBlanc when they were dealing with the invasion of Ionia?
No idea. I thought it was because she has a bunch of clones. So she has multiple in one.
I shall consult with my sisters and return.
Sisters? She's not talking about her clones, is she? She's actually talking about, like, brothers and sisters of the Black Rose, just like she called Mel a sister. Right? That's what I assume is happening here.
I keep looking, I keep wondering, what the heck is this color that she has on? What the heck is this metal? What the heck is this shape? Is it just for looks, or is this like a special thing with powers or something?
My
Because
return
it looks uncomfortable as hell.
should
Is it just to look at the reflection? What?
come as no surprise to anyone at this point. No matter. I will try again. My greatest strength is that there are so many of us.
Oh, that's cool! So canonically, on the Summoner's Rift, if you kill a LeBlanc, you just killed one of the clones? And like when she responds, she's like, hey, that was a clone, I'm back.
Ah, okay.
That's cool.
My knowledge
That
of
one
the
is also a
arcane
clone.
is unrivaled.
Okay, no, yeah, technically she's right, because you could talk about someone like Rise, but now we learned that Rise and Tyrus kind of got their knowledge from LeBlanc too, so yeah. Even though Arcane came out of nowhere with Netflix, the Arcane as magic also kind of came out of nowhere with Netflix, so here we are.
Vision, might,
Let's go. That's the only one I know.
guile. It's almost comical how history repeats itself.
Haha, this is a reference to all of these three being the tribes from Noxus, before it was known as Noxus, because historically, that entire region has always been about those three tribes.
I never asked for any of this, but I won't go back. Not now.
That's cool. That's like the only voice line that she has where she's actually talking about herself and like her past. And now I wonder, what is her bio gonna be about? Please don't make it like a mystery of like, we have no idea where she came from, but she's here.
Right where I want you. I don't have time for this.
Okay.
You know what? Those are actually references to her old voice lines. I appreciate that.
Surprised to see me?
And
Looks
that
can
too.
be deceiving.
And that's too. So her attack
By the way, props to those actress. Amazing delivery in every line.
X are actually just references to her old voice lines.
Just as planned. We'll meet again. You
All according to Keikaku.
have doomed us all.
So I was about to say, the first two kind of felt like, yeah, you're killing a clone and she'll be back. But now, hey, if you kill LeBlanc, you actually just killed everyone. I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
And that is that. So, I'll be honest. You
That's
know
it?
what? People messaging me over and over again to have a look at these, yes, definitely justified. I will say this is definitely on the high end of cool voice lines that we got
Yeah.
in the game because, yeah, again, sometimes it is really a hit or miss and people either really care about a champion. For example, Fiddlesticks got millions of views on the voice lines because they are just crazy. Then you go to someone else like, I don't know, Cassante or someone, people don't really care that much. So I wonder how this is gonna do, because LeBlanc is an interesting character, especially now after the ASU and everything that's happening with her. And she got her own minigame now with Atakan, and she revealed the whole Darkin. There's just so much lore happening right now. Riot just needs to start rolling the ball into like people caring about lore again. But yes, all of these are really cool. There are references to books.
Veigar,
There are
I'm gonna
references
look
to
into
past
the
cinematics.
Yordles.
There are references to so many champions I didn't expect, and I don't think there is anyone that she missed, because she wouldn't really care about like, sure, like Draven and Darius. Who really cares? Outside of that, oh yeah, I am kind of sad that she didn't talk about Lysandra, because those two would be really good friends. Hey, it would be funny if Lysandra joined
Sister
the Black
one of
Rose.
one.
But should these two meet, it really sounds like an apocalyptic battle. Damn, that brings me back. I should make another Who Would Win video.
Yeah, you should, and you need to correct your ranking. Echo needs to be above Caitlyn and by. That's it? Okay. I wanna watch this one next. I don't know what this about.